Hey guys, this is Primeval. Here we are, Tuesday night, with part 3 of our Deity Domination. So, I know there is a lag in the chat and the restream broadcast, etc., but since I have had some problems with audio in the past, I'm going to wait until I make sure the stream is running before we get rolling. So, as soon as you guys hear me talking, if you could let me know in the chat, that would be awesome, and then we'll get rolling with part 3. Tuesday night with... Alright, so I can hear myself fine, so I'm assuming that's okay, but if someone could say hello and that the audio is fine, I definitely would appreciate it. Okay, so the plan here is to go for a domination victory, as per everyone's request. Now, we did spawn next to the Zulu, which did make for a much more interesting and challenging start. We've done okay so far, but it's definitely slowed us down. We did capture Shaka's capital, and I do look like I'm in a good position to hold that. Let's get a Great General over to the front, and I think I will go and drop a citadel, maybe not within range attack of this city, so probably right here, although it does mean I'll have to be extra careful not to allow Ulundi to be captured again, because if it does, then the citadel will flip, and that'll just cause a lot more trouble for me. Now, since I had, at the last end of the last episode, felt like we had stabilized, I had queued up a cargo ship and a market, especially since we're about to dip into the negative gold per turn, and that's definitely not good in the long run. And another concerning bit from our last episode was that Kamehameha, though claiming to be friendly, would not renew our declaration of friendship. And yeah, he does have a fairly large army. Our army is not so large. It's below average, but it's quite efficient. We got a whole bunch of crossbowmen. There was a comment from the last video saying that I need some meat shields, and meat shields are definitely useful. They're not as useful for killing enemy units, but they do act as sacrificial barriers and let your ranged units level up, because veteran ranged units with range and logistics are extremely powerful. So if I had the time to build some meat shields, I would definitely appreciate having them. Alright, we're on our way towards education. I don't know if I want both the cargo ship. The cargo ship will take 8 turns here, and it's 100 hammers to produce. The marketplace, I think, is also 100 hammers. And so this is +1 and 25% gold boost. So they'll both give me, let's see, Antwerp to Nineveh, about 8 gold. So the building the a cargo ship and then doing a trade with Antwerp versus building a market will each get me about 8 gold. But I think breaking Shaka is going to be more important than having that extra bit of gold. So I think I'm going to need another crossbow here. But otherwise, we're ready to roll. So if anyone has any questions or comments, I do these live streams specifically to, perk me up. Generally in the afternoons/evenings after work. Oh, it's that dog again. I hope that's not coming through too loudly for you. I do need some extra interaction to keep things going. So we do have some comments here. Establish ties with the Mongols. Yes, so meeting the Mongols would be nice. I don't have a unit to spare to go and meet them there. DPS bot. but it would be nice, especially since we're about to run out of happiness here, which will be annoying from the point of view of the combat penalty that our units will receive, since the Impi, being so resistant to range attacks, often take 4 crossbowmen to take them down, which, and if our combat strength is at all reduced, it might turn out that we need 5 crossbowmen to take down a single Impi, which is not very economical. And yeah, so DPS Bot is also suggesting that we try to get the Mongols into a war with Kamehameha. More likely we'd be able to get Kamehameha into a war with the Mongols, since I suspect that the Mongols are actually unmet player with 304 score right at the bottom there. They have not been having a good time in their war against Shaka. Alright, so let's go and try to take down this Impi here, and then we'll go and drop a citadel. Excellent. Can walk out here, send this guy forward. I don't see any units yet. Go drop a citadel. So this is a nice place for a citadel, since it is within the path of the 2 Zulu cities that I'm aware of, and so any Impi will presumably come from this direction. And over to the left, I've got this nice river which should defend or prevent Impi from popping up and hitting my crossbowmen without me being ready. And so I will advance here with the 1 tile of river protecting that crossbow. Sirez says he's got an exam tomorrow and I should help him. Yep, I kind of miss having exams. I'm a grad student, so it's all research-based. I'm in the lab, moving liquids around. And I kind of miss studying for a discrete package. You know, read the textbook, understand what's in there, and you're good to go, whereas grad school is much more open-ended. But really, I really shouldn't be complaining. I do have a lot of freedom as a grad student, and overall, it's good, although for those of you considering grad school, I wouldn't really recommend it unless you really love the subject area. It's not, I don't know, I'm not feeling that the career prospects are that great, or that, and the pay certainly isn't that great. But anyways, we're here. We've got a nice defensive position set up to hopefully wear down the rest of Shaka's army and then go and move on Gun-Gun-Dolovo, or whatever that's called. Ooh, okay, so our citadel already paid off there. It dealt a total of 60 damage to these 2 Impi, and very surprisingly, they didn't deal any damage to us. So overall, I'm quite pleased with the setup of that citadel. Who should we take down first? I definitely want to take this guy down. These guys will probably attack the citadel, and the citadel does grab the 100% combat boost, so that would work out pretty well. Let's try to take this guy down first. I don't know if I need to retreat. Yeah, we'll stay in place and hopefully take this guy down. That's 28 damage versus 29 damage. Alright, we'll use that guy and take down this center Impi. Now, what I'm wondering here is, should I leave this guy fortified so that when he is attacked, he'll take less damage and do more damage in return, or should I deal damage now? I think I'll leave him fortified. We'll see how that works out. An unmet player has announced Zulu. That's great. And here I'm working on a bridge, so let's go build that other road piece. And then we'll go and hook up our 2 other cities. So there was a comment from, oh yes, so grabbing these great generals is very tempting. I don't want to trade any of my units for a great general. If I was playing against a human, then it might be worth it, since humans can use citadels to great effect, and also great generals are earned so slowly by humans that it actually hurts to be deprived of one. But the AI, especially on Deity, gets a massive boost to the rate at which they earn great generals. So sacrificing a unit to grab a great general is usually not worth it. Alright, so what was I saying here? Oh yes, right now I am paying a bit of gold for these roads that I've set up, and they have been useful in sieging Ulundi, and having the bridge there is also pretty critical. But I am paying a total of 11 gold per turn for all those roads, and until I actually hook up these two cities to my capital, I won't have any gold from city connections to offset that cost. So these two workers will go and hook up our capital to our existing road network. Sorry, just drinking some water there. And we will keep our siege towers ready for when we want to go and advance on this fairly large city here. With my great profit, I'm going to go and spread my religion to these two city-states. There's also a suggestion from the last video about using this great profit to spread our religion to the Polynesians. The idea being that if we share a religion with them, that'll count as a positive diplomatic modifier, and we might be able to maintain good relations with them for longer. The problem with that is that when the AI has founded its own religion, it's a diplomatic strike against you if you go and actively spread your religion to them using great prophets or missionaries. Now, if it spreads naturally based on just the internal pressure, then that's fine. But spreading our religion to the Polynesians with this great prophet will actually be counterproductive to any diplomatic plans you might have. So hopefully that all that barking will end soon. I hope it's not coming through too loudly. And our citadel is actually working out quite nicely here. Because the Impi are taking a bunch of damage, they're actually retreating here, and we haven't lost any crossbowmen, so all in all, things are working out quite nicely. We get the combined damage from the citadel, plus the city's range attack, and we get to gain some experience on our crossbows while we spin our wheels, wait for these reinforcements to arrive, produce another crossbowman, and hopefully wear down Shaka's supply of Impi. I think he does produce them at 1 per turn, and we might have had a spy look at that, or at least that's my fear. But so long as we are keeping his army in check, we'll eventually be able to advance on this city here. So, sorry I've been doing a lot of monologuing and not haven't been advancing the game as quickly as some of the more impatient among you might like, but I am hoping to get a little more interaction from the chat, so if you have any questions or comments, I am very happy to address them. So I could step forward here and kill one more Impi, and that might be worth it here. This crossbowman doesn't have a promotion yet, so if I lose him, I won't be super sad, although obviously we don't really want to lose any units here. Kamehameha wants to give us pearls for our salt. I actually think that our cities want pearls. Alright, well, in any case, we have plenty of salt, so I'm happy to accept that deal. And did our cities want salt, or am I imagining things here? Okay, we took a bunch of damage from the Impi. Oh, nice! Both Assur and Nineveh did want the salt. Alright, so DPS bot is saying that we could spread the religion to our own cities. I think that's going to happen naturally, the one great thing about spreading religion with a great prophet is it also acts as an inquisitor, so it removes any influence from other religions. So right now there are 7 followers for Catholicism, and if we go and use our great prophet, we totally wipe out all of that pressure and replace it with our own. So if I go and convert both Geneva and Antwerp, or at least Antwerp is definitely within range of Nineveh, then that'll up the pressure on Nineveh and it'll flip on its own without the need to expend a great prophet's ability. And then I will, as suggested, probably go and spread my religion down this way, since as far as we can tell, Shaka doesn't have a religion, and neither does Mongolia. So more effective than fighting Polynesia's religion would be to go and spread it to civs that don't have a religion. Okay, so we did take a bunch of damage here. I'll definitely want to go and pull back. And there, we did lure a whole bunch of Impi forward, and so that's good. Do I want to pull back here? No, I think we'll be okay. And hopefully this crossing will be safe, but I will go and pull the Great General back just in case. I definitely don't want to lose him. An unmet player has made a declaration of friendship with Polynesia. That's probably the Mongols, although we are at about the time that AIs from the other continent, we are playing on Continents Plus, will be sailing over and meeting us. Wow, Honolulu sure does have a lot of wonders here. Alright, so let's move this along. So our citadel's definitely been working out for us. We've probably killed 6 or 7 Impi thus far. But Shaka is at musketmen, which is going to be problematic. They are stronger than Impi. Let's see. Ooh, only 3 hit points left. Alright, so let's get our replacement crossbow to position. This guy hopefully will be able to heal up next turn. We'll get the Great Prophet over to Antwerp and continue our road network. So if I wanted to play it risky here, I could pop forward and get the kill on this Impi. He probably has an instant heal by now. So I think I will risk stepping forward, although this guy is fairly promoted. I really don't want to risk losing him. Well, let's think about that while I go read the chat again. Cozy Ruthie asks if I'm planning to spread my religion using faith to buy either great prophets or missionaries, or enhance my religion. So I think in the last episode I looked at which enhanced release had already been taken. So religious texts had already been taken. The main motivation for me to enhance my religion is to get a nice enhancer that will allow me to passively spread the religion. So that would be religious texts or itinerant preachers. And since I have so few cities that have my religion at the moment, itinerant preachers isn't going to be too useful. So I've opted not to enhance religion. Instead, I'm using the Great Prophet to go and spread religion manually, which is going to be more effective than grabbing an enhancer. The other reason you'd want to enhance a religion is to go and grab another follower belief, but let's see, follower beliefs, mosques is already taken, as is pagodas. Most of religious centers, happiness from temples is already taken, so all of the best happiness granting follower beliefs have already been taken. I'm not in a rush to get the bonus from that. The more followers we can get will be beneficial, and having our cities following our religion will also be good for the production bonus. So I do want to spread the religion, but I'm not in a rush, or rather enhancing my religion is not a priority. is your escape. Glad you could make it. And Revenge of Newton, yes, they have musketmen. So I don't think you missed too much. I've been doing a lot of talking and not too much playing, and we are really just grinding against Shaka's increasingly technologically superior army. We did see a musketman recently. Windy grown, that's fine. We've got education, which is nice. We'll work on a university after this crossbow is done. And while we're on the city screen, we should go and have a look at what our citizens are doing. I suppose I could go and get a farm here, but I do want to finish the road network first. Alright, so with education done, we need to go and decide what tech we're going for next. Since we have all those salt mines, getting up to chemistry will be quite powerful because of the mine production yield +1. But that's still going to take us many turns. The other option, at least the option that I was considering at the start of the game before I realized how much we'd be slowed down by fighting Shaka, would be to go compasses and get a whole bunch of Goliaths going, because then we can upgrade the Goliaths to frigates, and that would save us a whole bunch of hammers. But we don't really have too much gold stockpiled, and I don't know if I'll be able to worry about naval warfare in the short term. Optics would get us embarkation, which could be useful, and let's go and work our way up towards chemistry, or at least grab metal casting for now, and then I'll reconsider once we have that. Alright, yes, let's go and grab a kill here. It is risky. This guy is up to Barrage 3, so he could soon get range or logistics. So I really hope he doesn't die here. There could be a whole bunch of Impi hidden back here, but fortunately there weren't, or at least they chose not to show themselves. So we ended up getting a whole bunch more experience on this crossbow. He still has a ways to go, 23 more points needed, but we'll go and hide him in Ulundi. He can heal up there. It looks like we have exhausted all of Shaka's nearby units. I don't think I want to advance just yet. Well, let's get a siege tower a little closer, and perhaps next turn, if we don't see any units, we will go and push on the city here. A DPS bot is saying that Goliaths would be good to protect our sea trade route here. The best way to protect a sea trade route is not to go to war, and once you're at war with the AI, unless it's a really close range route like this, trade routes are almost impossible to protect. And even then, unless we had a whole army sitting here, we wouldn't be able to protect that trade route. But it's definitely a good thought. I do want to get an army of Goliaths going, but at the moment, I think we really do need to deal with the Zulu. Nineveh has adopted our religion briefly, and then it switched back. Okay, so we do have that road up. We could go for a farm or try to finish this route as quickly as possible. Alright, so still no army here. Let's advance forward. We do have the +1 sight on all of our siege towers. It's a nice ability there. I don't see any more Impi. Alright, so perhaps we will go and advance with our units here. Hopefully this isn't a trap that'll go horribly, horribly wrong for us. I should probably leave someone in the citadel. That's tempting. Oh, I moved the wrong unit. Oh, this is terrible. I meant to move this crossbow. Oops. Oh well, let's go and deal our damage. Oh, definitely move the Great General to provide his bonus. So we've got +50% from the Siege Tower and +15 from the Great General. We've chopped down a quarter of the hit points there. DPS is saying, oh, what I should really be worried about is barb ships. So as long as I have... Barb ships don't wander too far, or at least as they wander farther away, farther afield, AI Navy and City-State Navy does tend to take care of them. So the only reason I'd have to fear barbs coming and pillaging what I intend to have tend to be a naval trade route here would be if there's a barb camp right here. And so in the next couple turns I'll be able to scout out this coast with my great prophet to see if there are any barb camps. And if there are not, then I won't be too worried about barb camps grabbing that naval trade route. Okay, so I am a little disappointed that I moved this crossbowman here. So to remedy that, I'm going to step forward here and see what's going on. Okay, so Nobamba is right there, and he has no units in Nobamba, and there are no Impi standing around, so that's good. Maybe this crossbowman will be safe, although more likely he'll just take the range attack from the city and I'll lose my level 4 guy, which is too bad, but hey, misclicks happen. Deal with it. Okay. So Jaws, with a number of zeros ending in a 5, asks if I'm planning to end the war after I take this Umgung city. And it depends. If Shaka is willing to offer me a really good deal, I might do that, since I do want to get all of my universities online, get my economy in order. But if he doesn't offer a good deal, then I'll definitely take, let's see, negotiate peace. Take this city here, since I believe it's a coastal city. Well, I'll at least see if it's a coastal city. Because I want some more coastal production so that I can build that Goliath Navy. And if... oh, yeah, I did lose the highly upgraded composite bow there. Or crossbow, rather. Which is definitely too bad. Okay, so no barbarian encampment spotted yet. So there is an Impi approaching. We can go and deal 35 damage to him, and I think I will go and do that. The rest of the crossbowmen will go and deal damage to the city. And we could... Alright, so if I go and deal damage here, that's a nice 29 damage, and only taking 30 in return, and it does prioritize the siege engine as a target for the city. And I would rather lose a siege engine than my crossbows, especially since we do have 2 more in reserve, and Nineveh can work on another one after it finishes the cargo ship. I think I will go and pull the Great General back, though. I don't want to risk losing him. So I am bleeding 7 gold per turn at the moment, but as soon as this cargo ship finishes, that should even out or even put us in the positive. Oh. Please excuse my sounds of disgust, but I really don't like losing units here, and we have been losing more units than I'd like over the past few episodes. Okay, so if we want to continue dealing damage to the city, I would like to get a siege tower in against it, which means I have to clear out all of these Impi. Pull back here, pull around, deal damage. Okay, let's hop back in. But here, do I want to deal damage to the city with the possibility of capturing it this turn? Or finish off that Impi? I do have 1 more siege tower in reserve. So, BP Nix 10, this stream is going to go for about an hour and a half. I'll be ending around 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. But one great thing about the YouTube streams is you can start at the beginning and resume if you show up late, which might be why I'm not getting as much chat interaction as I'd like, since a lot of people are lagging a little further behind than if they started a little late. Anyways, Siege Tower was destroyed, that's right. Civilization is founded in Hinduism, and Nova keeps trying to adopt our religion. Got ironworking and Impi. Alright, so let's go and deal damage to the city, see how close we can get to taking it. We won't be able to capture it this turn since the siege tower is there, so I'll just finish off that Impi. And we'll move closer with the siege tower. Okay, so now let's go and get our gold back into the positive. There we are, +1 gold per turn. And do I want a university? I don't have jungles here. I suspect we're going to need more siege towers, so let's go and work on that. And we did finish this crossbow, that's great. We definitely could use some fresh blood over by the front. And I would like to go and spread my religion to Antwerp if only they would move their units out of the way. Okay, so we lost that siege tower, but we might be able to move our other siege tower into position this turn. Okay, so let's go and take out this Impi so we have a spot for our siege tower. Okay. Go and bring this guy into position. I could go and grab a free great general here, but it's not too important, and I should be able to capture the city here. Yeah, we'll go capture it, and then we'll shoot this Impi. So 192 gold from that, that's definitely nice. Let's go and view the city. It's got a workshop and a library, plus a market, aqueduct, forge, granary. All in all, pretty decent. We'll create a puppet there, although now we're quite unhappy. I probably should have dealt the damage here before capturing the city, since now we've got a 16% combat penalty here because of unhappiness. Okay, so my choice here is between dealing 32 damage to this Impi or crushing this great general. I think I'll do the damage here. The AI is notoriously bad at guarding their general, so I'll have other opportunities to kill that guy later. And as for this great general, I might need to leave him over by the capital in case the Polynesians get any ideas, but with no units for backup support, that great general won't be too useful. Let's go and bring him with the rest of our army. Nineveh again tried to adopt our religion, but we also grew to 9 pop there, which foiled its plans. We can also go buy the salt or the gems. Buying the gems would be a better tile here. Let's go and work that. That gets us more production. Also go and knock those down. Plus, since it does make the 3 gold per turn, that will pay for the cost of buying the tile fairly rapidly. Especially since it was going to take 20 turns to naturally expand it to that. Zeroescape asks if I'm worried about the Polynesians. I am, but there's not really much I can do about it. I mean, They still have a couple trade routes with me, or at least one trader with me. They're still pretending to be friendly. So hopefully things will be okay. Let's see if we'll get a declaration of friendship going now. And maybe they'll buy some iron from us. Let's see if they're still willing to offer us 2 gold per turn for iron. No, so they're not especially happy with us. I am willing to trade 1 iron for 1 gold per turn, sure. I'm not using the iron right now. It'll be a while until I get to frigates, and I'm definitely not going to be building any swordsmen or longswords. Excuse me. Okay. So Shaka, of course, wants to take back his city here. We can use the siege tower to go and kill the great general. Meanwhile, using all of these guys. Move forward 1. We'll grab the accuracy 1 promotion. Go and squish that general. We should be safe here. We're not within range of any cities. Alright, so we're making very nice progress here. And I do have the opportunity to squish 2 generals. And I think I will take that. Let's go and stand on this hill to get some intel. We do have the 3 range site here. We still haven't met any Mongolian units. And by the looks of it, the 2 captured Mongolian cities are here and here. We can take Novamba. We can capture one of the cities that the Zulu have captured from the Mongolians and then liberate it. That'll remove our warmonger status. Let us get our tech and economy in order. That's definitely an option, since we are trailing pretty badly in tech here. And yes, if I can meet the Mongolians and bribe the Polynesians to attacking them, that'll definitely keep the Polynesians busy for a little while, since they'll have to send their army a fairly great distance away from my capital. So if I do end up meeting the Mongolians, that's definitely something that I'll be looking into. Let's go and convert Antwerp there. And unfortunately, Kamehameha did send one of his great prophets or missionaries over to flip Geneva. Since he totally got rid of my religious influence there, it was most likely a great prophet. Okay, let's go and, well, we could, yeah, let's go and squish that great general. Get our own great general into position. And yes, the Zulus are last in army. So this is definitely very good for us, and we should be able to capture some more of the cities without too much trouble, as well as get some favorable peace terms out of them. Polynesia has denounced the Zulus, that's great. Hopefully they'll attack the Zulus and not us. Okay, so we still can't ask for a declaration of friendship. If we want to declare war on Shaka, we're not really into that right now. And maybe the city isn't the safest place for this great general. Perhaps I'll put him over here. Okay, so Shaka wants peace and he's willing to give us horses. Since he doesn't have anything else really, that's a fairly good deal from him. if he gives me no bomba, I'd be willing to take that. No, he doesn't think that's fair. Alright, so he recaptured his worker, walked into the citadel, but didn't get a chance to pillage it, so that's good. And we can go and try to meet the Mongols here with our siege tower. We do have another on the way from Nineveh. And DPS bot wants me to bring up the trade screen with Shaka again. He wants to see the city names. Negotiate peace. So he's got Nobamba and Turfan. Turfan is definitely a Mongol city, and he must have used one of the other Mongol cities as his capital, or he only captured one Mongol city and he's got another natural city somewhere out here, possibly this one right here. Okay, so let's prioritize the unit that's in the citadel. We don't want that pillaged. And then we could run back into the citadel. That would be good. We should probably pull back. I don't want to be attacked by multiple Impi here. And I do need to get my happiness in order. So poking up the dies would work. Maybe meeting the Mongols and trading an electric resource with them would also work. Or maybe meeting someone from the other continent. Anyways, fighting while unhappy obviously is not the best. Alright, so now here I've got 2 uses for my great prophet left. Cozy Ruthie says that the Mongolian capital, the original Mongol capital, could now be Shaka's new capital, which is kind of cool. I mean, it kind of makes sense. The city must be a pretty decent city. A former seat of power becomes the Zulus' home in exile. Okay, good. So, we haven't lost any units, or at least not any crossbows. We can pop in here and see what's going on, even pillage to heal our way up. And I think I will reconvert Geneva here. Get this great general over to this front. We will go and move on No Bomba once we've got this siege tower done. Meanwhile, these crossbows will go and work down these Impi. And they are still doing very nice damage despite the fact that we are unhappy. I think we'll swap positions here. And sure, we'll push forward. Heal, fortify, fortify, and fortify. Oh, who built Machu Picchu there? I hope it was Polynesia. No, it wasn't. Okay, good. Still no more lost units. In fact, no damage. Shaka is just repositioning his Impi, which is fine by me. Meanwhile, we are going and trying to meet the Mongols here. We can go and sell them an embassy. They have no luxury resources. So there go our plans for swapping salt for some other luxury. But we can sell that for 7 gold per turn, which is better than nothing. And let's go and pillage that for a little gold and some hit points. Okay, and we finally finished the trade route connecting our cities here. So 1, 2, 3 cities connected, awesome. And so now we're getting 24 gold from city connections while we're spending 21 on the roads themselves. And that's partially because we have a whole bunch of unneeded roads here that connect us up with the rest of Shaka's network. Okay, so we finished metal casting. I do need some happiness. Notre Dame is probably long gone. Don't exactly recall. Let's go and... how's our textile coming along? We will be able to steal a tech from Honolulu. Oh, and he's building military units. That's not a good sign. We'll be able to steal a tech in 8 turns. So I can set myself up to steal an expensive tech. If I go and grab compass, I'll be able to steal astronomy, which is 1,000 science. Whereas if I go up this way, I won't finish the prereqs in time to grab anything else. I could also grab acoustics and then still continue on my way towards chemistry. Let's see. Does Kamehameha have astronomy or acoustics? I'm not sure if he has either. Well, let's hope that we can tech steal acoustics then. And we'll go and research our way towards chemistry the old-fashioned way. So BPix10 asks when I can get some embark with some scouts on the water to go and meet some other civs, and in order to do that efficiently, I should go and grab compasses. Grabbing a caravel is a while off. I don't think I can spare the hammers to go and meet the other civilizations. I'll let them come to me. But that definitely would help us with our little inhabitants problem. Meeting the other civs and trading our surplus of salt for whatever luxuries they happen to have. Alright, so this worker will go and try and hook our dyes up. And I'll have this guy either go and improve the gems or put up a farm. Since we're unhappy at the moment, I'd rather have the extra production. We'll go improve the gems, and maybe we'll be able to sell or trade the gems to a civ on the other continent once we meet them. Alright, so go and try and take down some more of these Impi. While we're unhappy, we can't deal as much damage as we'd like. It takes, was that 5 crossbowmen to take down 1 Impi? But still, we haven't lost any crossbowmen for quite some turns, so all in all, it's been going quite well. What's going on here? Won't let me capture. I guess the rough terrain is blocking my movement. We'll wait until we clear out all of the units that we can see, and then we'll go and move on Nobamba with the siege tower from Nineveh and the siege tower to the south. So fortify there for now. Okay, all of this looks fine. Alright, so a bunch of injured Impi are running around, but they're not dealing any damage to our crossbows, so that's great. Okay, excellent. Gives this guy the chance to heal. And here, oh yes, Khartoum. You guys are absolutely right. The old Mongolian capital has become Shaka's new capital. Okay, with this caravan, let's see. I had previously been trading with Nukahiva for 4 gold per turn. I could go for Rayati, and that's also 4 science per turn. 4 science isn't as significant as it used to be, and Geneva does want a trade route. So let's go and trade with Geneva then. It is a little less gold, but it does give me faith and potentially pearls here. Alright, let's go and trade with Geneva for the influence. And we'll go and spread our religion here again. And I suppose we'll get this guy into position. He'll probably be captured, but I'll be able to kill whatever unit that decides to do the capturing. And let's inch some of these crossbowmen forward. Spread religion. Excellent. So these guys are pressuring each other. That's where they should be. Oh, they would be if Geneva had actually converted to the majority Tengrism there. But hopefully it will soon enough. Fortify here. Our die deal with Kamehameha has ended. And since we're currently unhappy, I'm not going to trade away that die until we get this die hooked up. Alright, so that Impi did fall for a little trap. Urundi demands Wales. Okay, if we pop forward here, we are going to take damage from Nobamba. Let's see, Turfan is right here. We'll work our way. So Nobamba is coastal, that's definitely good. It'll have some nice production for us. I think I will go and push the crossbowman forward, since I already have one crossbowman in range of the city here. There's the siege tower down. Let's get him as close to Nobamba as possible, and we'll go and work on that mine. Okay, so I could expend the last spread point here, flipping Geneva, and yeah, let's go and do that. That'll save us 2 gold per turn as well, not having to pay the upkeep on that great profit, and hopefully we'll be able to keep Geneva ours following Tengrism for longer. Alright, so that all looks good. Siege tower done. May as well build one more siege tower here, although a workshop or a university would be quite important. I don't want to be caught without any Malay units or siege towers, so let's try to keep at least 3 around. Geneva is glad for the trade route. Now we're no longer friends with Antwerp, which does hurt us in the happiness department. And they want us to hook up marble, which might be a possibility here, so long as our cultural borders will actually expand in that direction. Okay, so this crossbowman will want to retreat. Boom and heal, although we should go and deal damage to that barbarian. Meanwhile, these guys should push forward. We do want to get the siege tower into position, as well as our great generals. Alright, so that's working quite nicely. Go and repair those dies. Now we have spare dies if Polynesia would like to buy those from us. Let's see, what do you want for that? 18 gold per turn spices. No. We could sell the dies, and yeah, let's do that. So long as he'll offer us the full 7. 5 gold per turn, that's not a good sign. So when the AI is only pretending to be friends with you, so according to these tooltips, Kamehameha is very friendly with us, but since he's not willing to offer us the full amount, i.e. 7 gold per turn, let's see if he'll take 6. It does mean that he's strongly considering backstabbing us. Well, I'll take the 5 gold per turn. That's better than nothing. I'm not using those dies right now. I have no one else to trade with. Meeting some people from the other continent, I'll have plenty of salt to use for trade. Okay, fortify. And let's go. So Turfan has no units. If we go and stand here, we'll have a range attack shot on us, but we do have cover 2. Pillage that and then go and get into position. Also lets me do a bit more scouting here. And with this unit, plantation's ready. We can go and repair the cattle, maybe repair some tiles around Mobamba. And jump in over there. Toss in another great general. Gain some experience. And on to the next turn. Oh, yes, that's right. Joshua Chen asks if I've tried to get Polynesians to declare war on the Mongolians. I totally forgot that that was our plan here, so let's see how much Kamehameha wants for that. Declare war on Genghis. He's not really into that. And besides, it would only act as a mild distraction, since I don't think Genghis would be able to put up much of a fight here. Okay, we'll go pillage this, and well, let's do a bit more scouting here. Yeah, we've cleaned up all of Shaka's units. That's excellent. And we've met Ragusa. Let's see if they have any quests. They do not. Alright, let's go and deal a bunch of damage. We'll go and retreat that, assuming we can't take Mobamba this turn. Although perhaps we can. Alright. Awesome. View the city. Library, workshop, market, circus, that's good, and it'll offset some of the unhappiness. A granary and a lighthouse. We'll go create a puppet. Ooh, now we are in extreme unhappiness. We're going to have some uprisings, which won't be great. I really do need to get some more luxuries online. Maybe using a great general to expand our culture borders to grab the marble. Or perhaps getting... No, we already have wine. Let's see, Shaka, negotiate peace. He's willing to give us Turfan. He doesn't have anything else. Turfan does not have any unique luxuries. Yeah, we could go make peace and liberate Turfan. That'll make everyone else happier with us. And I won't need to totally wipe out Zulu. But if I could capture a few more workers before we make peace, that might be a good plan. Now, as for this guy, we'll go retreat to our own territory to heal up. That's repaired. What else do I want repaired? Salt mine still up. Alright, let's go get these horses online. Alright, so our war with Shaka was slow, but overall it's gone pretty well. We did lose a few more units than we would have wanted, and it was more difficult than had we been fighting some other AI other than the Zulu. We've just met France. Hey Napoleon, he's on the other continent. We can go and swap embassies with him, since I might want to go and spy on his capital, steal some text there. Let's do that swap. And let's see, we do have salt. Will you give me marble? I do have a city-state quest for that. No. He only has the one. Sometimes when they're getting marble from a city-state, they are willing to trade their one-off luxury. But it's not the case here. We could sell the salt for some gold per turn, and I think I will do exactly that. Well, first off, is he willing to buy our horses? Ah, excellent. Let's go and sell each of our horses for 2 gold per turn each. It is kind of a silly thing, but I'm not going to say no to free gold here.
Très bien. Tu disais?
And we'll also sell the salt.
J'écoute.
Open borders. Sure. Well, we'll just do it at... he shouldn't have too much tourism. How much will he give me for open borders on its own? Is that...
La France t'offre cette proposition exceptionnelle.
Okay, so salt plus open borders, he is willing to offer 8 for.
La France t'offre cette proposition
which is a decent deal here. Great. And Kamehameha just declared war on Shaka, and it looks like the World Congress has been founded, so I actually didn't need to swap embassies there. So, in that case, I will be selling you this embassy.
Benissimo.
And if anyone has a spare luxury they'd like to trade for salt, I'd be happy to oblige. Sugar for salt. You can definitely do that.
Por favor, prossiga.
Great. So we're not in extreme unhappiness. Hopefully there were no uprisings in the meantime. And Kamehameha, late to the party, but I guess he felt like he was missing out on all the land grabs I was doing. There goes the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And a DPS bot is saying that we need to start thinking about defending our capital. I'm hoping that Kamehameha is going to go and send his army over to Khartoum, but it's definitely something we need to be aware of. Alright, so here I can go unlock a policy. Commerce would get me a slight gold boost. Exploration would give me extra sight and movement. Since this is continents and I am going to be filling a navy, that might be useful. I don't have too much influence with city-states, so going patronage doesn't really make sense. Going aesthetics, since I don't have any of my guilds up, doesn't make sense either. Neither does piety. I could go down honor, and it would be useful for upgrading our frigate / Galeas, which don't yet exist, but to get those guys up to range and logistics as well. Liberty isn't going to be terribly useful for us, although we would get some nice happiness off of meritocracy. Alright, so commerce gets us plus 25 from the capital. At the moment we're pumping 25 gold per turn, so that would be, what, maybe 6 gold per turn. And that'll drop as soon as Kamehameha declares war on us and we lose all the gold we're getting off of these trade routes. So I don't know. I'll pick the policy at the end of turn and get the input from the chat as to what you think I should do policy-wise. I don't think there's anything too exciting for me to pick here. Alright, so there goes the Globe Theater. We've got that barbarian running around. We could deal some damage with the city or get some experience on this crossbow, which I think I'll do exactly that. Assyria has been connected to Nobamba. That's excellent. And let's go pillage this, deal some more damage with our crossbows, and then see if Shaka will take peace for the low price of giving us a city. Alright, so we cleared off a whole bunch of his units there. Go and deal some... Oh, let's see if he'll take peace first. Negotiate peace.
Uzokwenzani lapha?
Trifan. Okay, let's go deal some damage to get some more experience on our siege tower, and then we'll make peace.
Uzokwenzani
Trifan,
lapha?
accept. Excellent. They are not at all happy with us.
Kubufakazi bokuzibamba
So,
kwami.
goodbye, and we'll go and liberate the city. That gives us a minor liberation bonus. And I feel no need to take down Genghis since he is pretty weak here. I can pick up his capital right at the end since Shaka has also been fairly weakened by his exchange with us. Let's go and liberate that city. And let's see what the Mongols have to say about that. We fought together against a common foe, we liberated some of their people, and they have an embassy in our capital. They coveted our lands, but we should be able to remain at peace for a little while longer now. So, DPS Bot is saying that he plays with policy saving enabled. I do not, so we're going to have to pick something here. Jaws 405 says that it's a shame that we're not in the Renaissance, so we can't grab rationalism as the opener. That would definitely be the most useful policy. And the real travesty is saying that the commerce opener is a good default, and I'm tempted to agree with that there. In the meantime, with these guys, we'll go heal up, and I think we do need to reposition our crossbows over to at least assume a defensive posture around Assyria. And if Kamehameha's army is out of position, heading for Khartoum, then maybe we can start capturing his cities. And that'll be pretty important for us, because if he gets really strong, way ahead of us in tech, it'll be quite difficult to deal with. Okay, we'll heal up our siege tower there. Wait there with the Great General. And now for adopting a policy. And the chat seems to be going with commerce here, and so we're happy to open that up. Right now we're making 152 gold per turn. Since we are... Alright, we'll go and grab commerce there. That gets us an extra 4 gold per turn, hooray. But... no, we probably won't delve into any of these policies, but we'll see. We'll see how the game evolves. Since we are player number 1, we break the tie for the second most delegates here, and we get to propose a second resolution. Since we're way behind on tech, as is normal for Deity, grabbing scholars in residence makes the most sense for me. Go commit that. And when's our textile coming? In 3 turns. Alright, so we might actually be able to... no, we won't be able to steal gunpowder. Forget that. We'll probably steal astronomy or acoustics, assuming Kamehameha has that. Alright, so we're at peace. The Zulus are denouncing us, and we're going to go and reposition our army to potentially get aggressive with Polynesia, but at the very least, no, I'm not really interested in going to war with Venice at the moment, but at the very least we'll have an army ready to defend should Polynesia decide that he wants to go to war with us. So the Zulu just stole machinery from us. The whole time we were fighting they didn't have machinery, and that was definitely good. Polynesia has become influential with another player. Oh no. Alright. Who exactly are they influential with? With us. Alright, so whatever ideology Polynesia ends up going for, we'll probably have to adopt that as well. Since I haven't been making any cultural buildings, It really didn't take them long to become popular with us. Alright. That's fine. We're going for domination, not a cultural victory, and hopefully we'll be able to destroy the Polynesians before that becomes relevant. DPS bot asks if it's too late to establish another city for extra production. Another city would be good, especially a nice, strong coastal production city. However, I don't have the happiness to support that, and at the moment, Nobamba should give me good production. I'll eventually annex that, and I don't really have a good spot to drop a high production fourth or third coastal city. So like up here, I would have a lot of food from the fish, we'd have the hills, the iron, so that would be decent, but until I can find a source of happiness, I can't consider dropping any new cities. Let's see, what else is going on in the chat? Rationalism is good for a second policy tree, patriotism for diplomacy, aesthetics for culture. Alright. I'm definitely going to be going a couple policies into rationalism, but unfortunately we didn't make it into the Renaissance in time for that. Alright, so our university is done. That's great. Let's go and lock down some more of these science-producing tiles. Well, since we're currently dangerously close to being extremely unhappy and having barbarians pop up, let's not get so much food rolling in here. Yeah, down to 13 turns until the next citizen, that's fine. 105 science per turn, not the best, but definitely a welcome improvement. Alright, so since we are extremely unhappy here, let's go and work on a Colosseum, although a workshop would also be a welcome improvement. Go heal here. Pull back and improve the tiles along the river. Alright, so let's go and pull these guys on back to the capital. Polynesia may well be next. Although, with just our army of crossbows, unless Polynesia's army is way out of position, we're not going to be able to crack him, especially since I suspect by the time we get everyone over, he'll be over to gunpowder with musketmen. Or, no, he probably already has musketmen. I'm not sure how far ahead of me he is. Let's see. Literacy-wise, he's probably 10 techs ahead of me here. And so he could easily be approaching rifling, which would be big trouble for us. So we could try to crack him with our army of crossbows, but if we fail, then we'll have one very angry neighbor and no one to do land-based trade routes with. And then we'd have to wait until artillery before we could try to get aggressive again. So we'll see what the situation looks like once we get our army back there. I should also go and send some sort of a scouting unit to the south to see if Kamehameha is actually sending his army towards Shaka. So Joshua Chen is saying that since I do have a whole bunch of gold saved up, I could go and purchase a Colosseum, which would get me a production boost, since then I wouldn't be facing the, let's see now, 18% negative or production deficit there, since I am at 9 unhappiness. Or I could also purchase a workshop, which would get me a 10% culture boost and offset that a little more. Let's see, we could buy something in Nineveh as well. Colosseum or workshop. I think I will save that. If I really wanted to be happy, it would be much more cost effective to go and toss money at Antwerp here. And perhaps I should. Alright, so I'm going to wrap this up in about 10 minutes. We'll go and bring Antwerp over to ally status. That'll keep us happy for, let's see now, a little over 6 turns. Alright, so the siege tower is fully healed. So, since we are going to be ending soon, here's your last chance to get your last questions or comments in, and we'll be resuming next Tuesday at 7:30 Eastern Daylight Time. Those of you who are watching on archive and want to tune in for the live stream, that's when we'll be doing it. I suppose I could use that worker to actually see if the Polynesians have been sending an army over to Khartoum, and since Khartoum is taking a lot of damage here, that's probably the Mongols, but it could also be the Polynesians. I should send a unit over there to have a look at what's going on. Meanwhile, the Polynesians are happy that they've become culturally popular with us. Mongolia is pleased with our proposal of scholars in residence, and Nebuchadnezzar wants our gems, and I'd be happy to sell them for 7 gold per turn. Great, that's definitely fixing our little economic deficit there. Alright, so we can steal tech. The most expensive here is astronomy, so that's what I'll grab. And then we'll go and move our spy over to Rio de Janeiro, since it does have the largest population. Babylon is leading on tech, so that likely means he'll have a spy on counter-espionage in the capital, and we won't have very much stealing from them. But since Brazil has 32 population, they probably have a very high science potential there as well. Pedro's entered the industrial era. We are way behind. But then again, that's normal for Deity. Not to worry. Got a promotion there. Discovered that Polynesia is currently marching on Khartoum. That's fine. And Kamehameha is secretly plotting against us. Alright. So, we do want to move up towards chemistry. Cannons will definitely help us against the Polynesians, and eventually we'll want to get a bunch of artillery online. So let's go up that line. We'll get one more siege tower, and in fact, it looks like the Mongols are going to be recapturing their capital here, which I guess is fine. They've already been crippled, so they won't be too much of a threat, at least not for a little while. Out here. And most of our army is now situated around Assyria. Choose production. what's next? A university will be fairly important for us here, but let's go on the Colosseum, since I don't want to go into extreme unhappiness. Fortify those guys. We have extra gems now, although I might have just sold them. I did. Let's go get another farm rolling here. We can continue to grow Nineveh. And yes, that's right. Brazil's cap is at 32 pop. DPS bot asks if I'm going to denounce whoever grabs Khartoum here, or if Kamehameha is the one who does it. I think if that means his army is here, I might denounce him so that we don't face as strong a diplomatic hit for declaring war on him. But I suspect that it's the Mongols who are doing all this work. In any case, this is the best case scenario. We will have completely eliminated Shaka without getting our hands dirty, at least not on the diplomatic warmonger penalty side of things. Ah yes, it was the Mongolians. They've recovered their capital and eliminated the Zulu. And that puts us back into last place, but that's alright. We're not that much farther behind the Mongolians. Taj Mahal has been built in the faraway land, and Nineveh has finally adopted our religion, and Geneva has flipped back to Catholicism. Whoa, and Catholicism has spread to Novamba. I guess that one missionary finally made it over and managed to spread his word. Alright, let's go and reposition these crossbowmen, and then I'll end part 3 here. Thanks everyone for joining the live stream, and I hope all you guys watching on the archive have been enjoying this series. Alright, now I got these guys just fortified here until everyone else is in position. And then next week, we'll think about how it is we're going to go and deal with Kamehameha. Alright, so we'll just finish off by doing a quick overview of where we are. We're working our way up towards chemistry, and that'll give us a nice production boost from all of the salt mines that we have going, as well as the gem mines. And it'll also give us cannons, which will let us knock down these 35, 36, and 48 strength cities a little more easily. Although making war with Kamehameha is going to be difficult because of all of this rough terrain. We're going to need some workers in the area to build up some roads in order to get ourselves through these jungles with any sort of efficiency. Faith-wise, we are 500 faith from the next great prophet. I'm not really too interested in that, but both our capital and Nineveh do have our religion, and so we're getting a nice production boost from that. We currently have 3 cities following our religion, and hopefully the rest of these cities will flip as well. Although Kamehameha has beat us along the bottom as far as spreading his religion has gone. So likely we'll be just stuck on these 3 cities here as far as the religion goes, which is fine. We're still getting the benefit from the gold from tithe as well as the production bonus. And our gold per turn is in good shape here. We're selling a bunch of luxuries to the civs from the other continent, and we should probably get some more cargo ships online. Let's go and have a look at what we can get going there. Trade routes available. We could get 12 gold by trading from Nobamba to Beshebalk. So that's definitely an option. We can get another cargo ship going. But, yep, that's everything. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Primeval, signing off.